And, I think it's that point we reach in life where you have to realize, even though you've experienced trauma, a lot of hurt, a lot of bad things, you have to make that decision. Okay, am I going to continue down this path where I'm going to project that onto other people? Or am I going to make that change? For me, I had to hit rock bottom. That's when I made my change. I had to be basically like, I had to get hurt and realize, okay, I've got to change now. But some of us don't experience that. But I think you have to make that decision eventually. Am I going to live for purpose or am I going to live for pleasure? And it's a
Yeah,
fine line.
that's huge. And I say that, men are not broken, they're unfinished. Men
Hmm.
are broken in the sense that they need something to fix them to be better. And it's not the world, it's God.
Yeah.
It's Christ. And that's when they are healed in many different ways. But it's a journey, right?
Hmm.
But you know, it's very good to be able to build. It's very good to be able to create and to feel that weight off your back. And that's where I'm at right now. I no longer have that heaviness, this
Hmm.
demonic rage that was getting me in really bad trouble.
Yeah. That's
Because
really,
even my wife experienced it from time to time, the road
hmm,
rage, the lack of self-control. Like, what a pathetic little man.
yeah.
You can't control yourself. What a pathetic, like, because I have to say, I think people largely misunderstand me or presume things about me that aren't true, which is I'm in control or something. I was out of control. Everything I write about is because I experienced failure, because I made major mistakes. Life did not go in the direction like other people. They go in the military, have a 20-year career, get a PhD, make millions of bucks. No, not me. Mine was the opposite. So to be able to work on those things and be able to create and to look in the mirror and feel happy, that's a wonderful privilege.
Yeah.
I want to say, my mother's passed. One of the greatest things was my mother passed in 2020, and that's not great, but she passed from COVID. And after 50 plus years away, we were able to take her urn back to Nha Trang and bury her. So we put her in the mausoleum next to my grandfather and grandmother. There's a
Wow.
photo of her, photo of them on the wall. My brother made the journey. So that was pretty close, a good closure,
Yeah.
you know,
Definitely.
the war
Definitely.
closure.
Definitely. Do you have like a favorite scripture that's kind of carried you through your trials that you like to share with the audience?
So I have a lot like Jeremiah, but
Yeah.
everyone quotes that one, but it's, John 10:11. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. And that's what we have to be. We have to lead. And that's kind of where I was my entire life was I was always trying to be the center of attention, always doing things for self-serving purposes, always doing things for myself. And that was the core issue of my failure in my entire life. I took no responsibility. I got mad because even though I could do the challenge, that it didn't go the direction I want, didn't get the job I wanted, didn't make the money I wanted. But now I realize that we have to be good shepherds. And if you notice on my page, I'll put scripture on a lot of the posts I'm doing, but I'm going further and further away from some of the things I want to do on We Fight Monsters. And I'm looking at maybe doing ministry. I've talked to my buddy about it. He's in retirement. He's gone to foreign countries to preach, in Colombia and Nigeria and
Hmm.
places like that. He said, Mike, you should come out. So we talked about that like 2 days ago.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
I got to share this, man.
go
So
ahead.
I try to do scripture every episode. I use the Bible app every day. Guess what today's verse is? I have written down in front of me. I was going to share with you
What
tonight.
is it?
John 10:11.
No, it's not.
Dude, I swear, I am the good shepherd, and the good shepherd gives his life for the sheep. John 10:11. That is wild, man.
Yeah.
That's a God nod right there. I mean, that's crazy, dude.
Well, I think that's the most important thing for men, right? Is where's the failure in their life? And
Yeah.
I think, when I had said before on everything I've created, I said men have problems simply because they make it about themselves. And
Mhm.
they don't realize that you don't build a brand, you build a man, right? You don't seek a reputation, you seek Christ. We've got it all backwards. You need to know what your identity is. And when you know who you are, you created the image of God, then you know what your purpose is.
100%,
Right?
man.
And if you wanna build
100%.
brotherhood, it's not gonna be with this guy you drink beers with and smoke weed with it, but weed with. It's gonna be, going through some ordeal together for a righteous cause, for something good. You're never gonna know your potential unless you get out there and train and turn your tragedy, your heartache into something good, and that's my advice to people. You know, yeah, you can have relationships online, but those parasocial relationships are not gonna be meaty, they're not gonna be weighty, they're not gonna be anything but salad. You need steak and eggs steak and potatoes. And so you need more than online stimulation. You need to get out there and take risks, take chances. But you also have to learn and then pass that knowledge on to society and ask nothing in return.
Yeah. Be of service.
Mhm.